Okay, welcome to the SPP Sketchy People podcast.
Hell yeah.
Today we're just talking. We're just being cool. We're just having a conversation.
We're just shooting the shit.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's the worst way to say conversation I can think of. It's like the most disgusting way to say it.
I think
Why
it
would
sounds
you
funny.
put that imagery in my head? No, somehow my brain just interprets it literally.
No,
and
James.
I think
the imagery
you're taking
shows
it
up
too
in my head.
seriously.
James, we're not shooting shit at. We're not the one that get like shot on. We are the shooters. We are shooting.
we're
We are shooting the shit.
Guys,
wanna
But
let's
that's
just
fun,
make it
though.
way worse than it needs to be.
It's really fun.
But if you're shooting the shit, there's always somebody else also involved too. So also,
Yeah, we're shooting at
Yeah.
like other people that are not us.
but aren't they shooting back?
No, they
It's
they
about
don't
the
have
experience,
anything.
everyone.
God, I'm getting this visual
Yes.
in my head. Why'd you do this?
Shit.
Seika's fault.
Hey, Asha.
I was just...
I'm Asha AM. Who else do I got here? Graf, say hey.
Hey.
So you can say more.
Oh.
You're allowed.
James,
Or I do animations. You can follow me on Twitter.
cool. James, say hi.
Hello, I am James Tolbert from Twitter.com. Find me at JamesTolbert_ on Twitter.com. I also work for Instagram. Don't tell them. They have competing agendas.
It's cool.
Dang.
A NeverPaint. What you up to?
I'm loading my gun with ice cream, chocolate ice cream.
My
That
mouth is
sounds
open, and I'm
cool.
begging for you to shoot it in
Sounds
me.
sweet. Seika, tell me about you.
Hi, I'm Seika. Follow me on Twitter. Apparently, I just learned that I'm a gross freak and a pervert.
Seika.
Just now.
Yeah.
Everyone knew.
First of all, you're fired from Twitter.com. Second of all, can you elaborate? Can you elaborate on why you're a gross freak?
I wonder, James. I wonder.
So why are
No,
we
seriously,
here?
what do you mean?
Why are we here today, Asha? Enlighten
Just to
us.
suffer.
Why do we even exist? I don't know.
I don't
just
even
know... I don't even exist.
Yeah, bears are extant.
Wait,
Didn't
Graf,
you know?
I touched you with my bare hands many
And
times.
he
Your
touched.
bare
He,
hands.
he touched you with his bare paws.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, guys,
I'm waiting for the host.
I'm sorry. Okay, today's sketch with us is... I don't know.
Animal Crossing Villager OCs.
From the last Sketch With Us episode.
yeah, watch us sketch with us. Episodes that I'm not on, but I guess they're pretty cool. Anyways.
They really are. They're super fun.
Yep.
And please visit our Discord. It's a burgeoning community of cool artists who do weekly stuff together.
It's better than this.
It's fun.
I swear.
Yeah, we do comic jams, movie nights. We argue about whether tea or coffee is better. You know,
Tea.
really long, pointless discussion.
Why would you ever argue about that? They're all different delicious drinks, and it just depends on what you're in the mood for.
All,
I see
Literally,
no
yes.
point
Thank
to
you,
it.
it's a
James.
lie. All coffee is bad. All coffee is bad, except if it's like in chocolate or like tiramisu.
Yes, agreed.
How can you say all coffee is bad if you like it in the sweets?
Why would... What?
I mean, it is. Coffee's great when it's in tiramisu.
Yeah.
Can't deny that.
Coffee is great if you like coffee.
Yes.
Yes!
Coffee's great.
Agreed.
Period. That's all.
Let's not rehash this, please. I will tap the mic even harder if we do.
Coffee is one of the weird things where I like the smell, but I don't like the taste. With many food
Well,
stuff, it's the
the
same.
aroma is lovely, but the taste is definitely an acquired taste that is very abrasive to a lot of people first
I
having
don't know.
it.
I remember being like a child, like 4, and like begging my mother at the time to just give me like coffee with milk because I was too addicted already to the taste of coffee because it was too good for me.
Oh, I always loved it, but I know why it could be not tasty for some
Yucky.
people. It's sort of like with beer. Like I loved beer from the first time I tasted it, but some people just hate
But
that shit.
beer is not good because of the alcohol. I like the yeasty taste though, but
Yeah.
I can't do alcohol.
Wait.
Is there any reason why you can't do alcohol? I don't think I've ever asked you directly. Like,
I
why?
just don't like the feeling of when you swallow an alcoholic drink and your throat goes all
the
weird
feeling when
because
you
it
swallow
burns.
an alcohol.
Yes, exactly.
Have I ever,
I just
I
don't
getcha.
like it, and I don't want to get used to
have
it.
I ever talked
I think
about
it's
my?
pointless if I have to get used
Just
to
get
it.
a non-alcoholic, be like
Yeah.
me.
Graf usually gets non-alcoholic Radler, which looks pretty
Huh.
tasty.
I never tried non-alcoholic beer. Maybe I should just
What's the
for
difference
fancies
between
to see.
non-alcoholic beer and just a soda?
Well, soda doesn't taste like beer.
That it doesn't taste like beer, maybe.
It's like
What
made,
kind of flavor are you in the mood for?
made out of hop.
Okay, weird.
Do you want to get wasted, Asha? That's the real question.
No.
Did I ever talk about on the
Then
podcast
you go for
about
non-alcoholic one.
about my drug experience?
You
Sketchy
didn't.
People.
I think I mentioned it a couple times, teasing you about it,
Can
but
we-
I would like to get
Can
your
we hear
perspective.
that story?
Yeah,
wanna
yeah. I
know.
want to hear you talk about it.
You guys like got me drunk, and it was kind of funny and good.
What happened?
Nothing
Can we get the
much.
NeverPaint point of view, and then you two guys can tell us what actually happened?
Well, what happened? Okay.
I definitely want to talk about.
Okay, you know, guys, we had this like meetup over New Year's in Vienna, and because it's kind of like a social thing, and I wanted to try new things out because everyone keeps annoying me about that, and I wanted to try
Hell yeah.
the alcohol, which I had never before, because it's evil and it kills people, and like the people in school who got drunk regularly were mostly the assholes, so I was like, that's something for bad guys.
I mean, you don't have to get drunk regularly, you know. You can just get
That-
drunk once for the experience and then just drink responsibly,
Sure.
responsibly, I guess.
It's strange because when I was in school, everybody who got drunk was just everybody but me.
Yeah,
That's
are you-
almost as bad as my take when I said that I got scared because that one person had too many piercings. That's
I mean,
almost
I
as
don't
bad
really
as
have
that
that
funny.
take.
take anymore. That was like my teenager take.
I'm
21
what
now.
about your experience? What happened, NeverPaint? I want to know.
So we got like kind of spontaneously like a drink at a winter marketplace somewhere in the city, in the early
Yeah.
evening. What exactly was it? It was kind of some
Yeah.
kind of punch,
Just some alcoholic fruit punch.
fruit punch.
I have a funny story
Fruit
about
gummy.
fruit punch. They all had a bunch of different flavors. It was like wine infused with different fruit flavors. But one of them
Ooh,
was called
fancy.
Turbo Punch, and I was like, I'm gonna have to try the Turbo Punch. And it was just like normal punch, but with way more alcohol. So, it's
Of
just-
course.
I also got a little wasted.
Wasn't there also energy drink in it?
No, it just tasted like they had dropped some vodka into the punch or something.
Sick.
No, I just thought because of turbo, you know.
So yeah,
So NeverPaint drank the little fruit punch like a good boy.
it was like a whole thing. It was, I mean, the fruit part was
It was
very
a decent amount, yeah.
it was a big cup, but the fruit part was super delicious, and it was super delicious because it was a cold day. It was like an apricot, like fruit hot drink thingy. But the disgusting part was the alcohol.
so wait, 1 second.
It's a warm drink.
Relatable,
Seika.
but 1 second. Yeah, like a pint or half a pint or like how much?
It was about.
Just to for reference.
I don't
I'd say
remember.
it was about a 300 centiliter cup, which is a lot
Okay.
if we're thinking
Accurate,
wine, because
yeah.
that's like almost 2 glasses of wine or something. That's a decent amount for your first time drinking.
Yeah. Okay, continue, NeverPaint.
So the taste was good, except like the part that was alcohol, because you would like when there was like the back taste in the back of your mouth when you drank it, and it was just like
Yes,
bitter,
the thing I hate the most
bitter
in my
and
life.
horrible, and it like tasted like medicine or something, and I'm like, why?
But that's the thing. I really like. I usually like taking medicine because I like the weird taste, and I'm not a picky eater at all. But I can't do alcohol, and it's really funny to me. It's my
Yeah,
one weak point.
it's weird that specifically the taste of alcohol fucks you up.
Yeah.
No, and I mean, we just like stood around in like a circle and drank our thing, and then it was over after a while, and we finished, and then we started to go home, and I just felt very light and kind of higher than usual, like I was like physically higher over the ground. Just felt a little bit like
It's really funny.
a little bit like floating through like the crowd, and I don't know, just unfunny things seemed funnier to me. And that lasted for a while and was kind of nice. So I definitely liked the effect. I didn't like the taste. So yeah, I'm not sure what it says.
That's usually how people start off, and then they get used to the taste.
I mean, I haven't drank alcohol since because I haven't like had the opportunity.
Because you're a hermit.
I mean, okay. I wanted.
But
I
did anything funny happen? Did anything happen at all?
He
Or was
messaged
just,
me
like,
while he was
Never
laughing
Paint
writing.
and
said-
being a
Never-
funny boy?
NeverPaint was insisting that he didn't feel anything, and then once we started walking home, the first thing he said was like, "Huh, walking is funny now," and I lost my shit.
Oh, that reminds me of my first smoking weed experience.
No, it's even worse.
What
it
was it like? Because mine was falling asleep on the couch and not feeling anything.
Nice. Oh, I have a funny. Mine was funny. I was visiting my sister. I was like 18, and my sister had recently moved away, so I went to visit her.
And into
she was
the
like,
weed.
yeah. Until this point, I was a straight edge kid. To put it in perspective, because I didn't like alcohol. I never smoked because cigarettes are like weird, and I never tried weed before because I didn't get the chance really. So I was like, yeah, I'll go visit my sister, who is a drug lord.
What? Exposing
Nah,
your
she-
sister on the internet?
Yeah, it's fine. It's not like it's not announcing. She just does drugs. It's all. She doesn't do anything illegal other than
She doesn't sell
consuming.
them. Okay.
Only buys.
Okay, so I went to visit her. I was like, yeah. I was gonna stay over, and it wasn't gonna be great. And her boyfriend at the time was working, so we were like, yeah, we don't have anything to do. And she was like, hey, you never smoked weed before, have you? And I was like, no, I haven't got the chance. And she was like,
Have you heard
do
of
you
a little
want to
guy called
smoke some
Digibro?
weed? and I was like, yeah, I could smoke some weed right now. And we smoked like half a joint together. And we were like, oh yeah, I don't think this is doing anything to me. And I was pulling a NeverPaint and being like, yeah, no, this doesn't do anything to me. I'm so strong. I can smoke so much. It's gonna be fine. And she got bored and was like, oh, well, we can go like grocery shopping for a bit because I have to get some things. And I was like, okay. And we went out of the apartment. We went to the supermarket. I was like, oh, colors are so funny right now. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Well, and I still didn't realize I was really high until we went back to the apartment. And we got into the elevator. And it stopped like between floors.
The
And it
elevator
was,
went really high.
Instantly having like an intense panic moment of oh god, we have to call like the people in charge of the elevator. Oh no, they're gonna realize I'm super fucking high because I'm panicking so much.
Why
Oh
would they
no,
care?
it's gonna be. I know, but I didn't. I was young and stupid and naive. Okay.
That's fine.
And we were stuck there for like probably like 1 minute because there's the button to call the help, if the elevator stops or whatever. And they got us out. I was okay, and nothing happened. And then I just realized I was high, and I started laughing like at literally everything. And it was good. And we went back to the apartment. We ate snacks, and then I fell asleep, and it was
I
great.
want food and snacks right now. Please give me some.
Just go to the
Good
fridge.
same.
Get food.
Good story. Not during the podcast.
That makes sense.
Your first high experience was so much more fun than mine. Maybe it's because I tried it alongside alcohol, but it was basically We were doing an anime night at a friend's
that
house.
sounds like a big no-no.
It wasn't a big no-no. It just knocks me out. Like I was already pretty drunk, and they were like, "Have some weed." I had some, and I immediately just like got super drowsy, and I fell asleep on the couch. And then
I mean, I think that
that was all.
having a good weed experience, the key points are being in a space where you trust the people you're around with and you feel really comfortable. And then that you don't mix it with other shit at the first chance, because apparently
Yeah.
getting drunk and high is like a powerful experience of enhancing both things. So maybe it was not the best scenario to try it out.
It enhanced me into bed.
It gave you the big sleep.
Pretty much. And every time I've tried it since, it's been like that when I mix it with alcohol. So I just learned that, like, I shouldn't put them together, because when I do, I just fall asleep and miss the party.
Yeah. Yes, sounds like a good lesson.
Yeah, I mean, nothing bad happened to me. It just knocks me out. It's not that interesting.
That you know of.
Wait, what are you implying here? Are you implying my pretty
Nothing
face was
really.
defiled while I was asleep? Oh no. Whatever
I mean,
shall I
perhaps.
do?
I don't know why you went straight there, but yeah, sure.
We can move on.
I just remember getting really sad for no reason after, like, when we were home at Graf's
I
place.
could notice that. Yeah, you were just sitting there in the corner, like in a really weird. You looked a little bit miserable mood. I was just like, hey, want to join the recording NeverPaint? You're like, no.
Oh no!
NeverPaint the
my
sad
recording
drunk.
stopped for a second because I was stupid.
I remember you DMing me when you were
There's a
drunk. I'm just wondering, what happened?
There's gonna be a hole in my
Oh.
recording.
Hello?
Oh,
I
sorry.
think you cut out for
couldn't
me.
hear
I
You're
couldn't hear
cutting
you.
out a lot.
sorry.
Asha.
Sorry. I was saying NeverPaint DM'd me while he was drunk. And I was genuinely very
juicy drama. What happened?
They gave me alcohol and now I'm weird. That's what you wrote. You said your legs felt weird and your face felt weird when you sat.
Sick.
It was really cute, but it was also like, oh no, someone check up on this boy, please.
I mean, he was fine. He was just sitting in the corner of the room while we were doing the comic jam.
I think I
Aw.
messaged you, James, after, be like, is
You
NeverPaint
did.
alright?
Aw.
Could you check on him for
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
No, the reason
So
why
precious.
I didn't. I mean, I planned on like trying it again sometime, just going out with my roommates or something. But that didn't really end up happening because everyone was busy with university stuff, and we wanted to do it after the exams, but turned out, stuff happens.
Well,
End of the world stuff.
yeah.
That's
End of the
it's
world.
not that. It's gonna be okay, guys. Come on.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Ha ha ha. Meanwhile,
Asha, have you ever gotten drunk?
No. I gotten one drug before. Coffee.
But what about
Oh hell yeah!
The
High
best one of them
five.
all.
He was...
Okay.
It also has caffeine. It's
Yes.
fine.
It was... Okay, so my relationship with coffee was... It's bitter and a thing adults drink. And I'm fascinated with it because I'm like, am I adult? Am I an adult yet? I kept drinking and being like, yes, mature my taste.
Well, at least it was coffee and not like cigarettes, you know?
That's exactly how I felt when I was like 13. I totally forced myself into liking black coffee because I wanted to be more adult. And now I
Yeah.
love it. I genuinely do. But like back then I was like,
It was definitely like me forcing it on myself. And like when I was in university, it was just like, oh, I have to stay up late. But I also don't want to drink coffee. And I was just like
I
so
have this
interested in like
relationship
iced
with-
coffee. And I was like, even in winter, I did not care. I was just like, I just need some form of
I
caffeine.
mean, iced
please.
coffee
can't
is really
relate.
good.
it
So
really is, yeah. I mean, I
I
love
was just
the milk
always addicted to the jitter juice. I was all my childhood. It was like this intense, unrelenting quest to get coffee, and my parents and the adults around me being like, I don't know if you should get so much coffee. And it was like, give me the jitter juice, please. I need it.
I was like that, but I always had it with a lot of milk and sugar, and I
I can't
felt like I
relate
needed
to
to
this
graduate from
one
that
soon I
somehow.
get adult.
I still
I-
haven't.
I don't know. I don't see an appeal. Yeah, I mean what James and Asha just said, that I never want to be an adult and never will be. I just stay like I am.
I did. Well, being a child's
I
miserable.
never had I never wanted to have like a ritual or to become an adult. You know, it's not like I needed to smoke to prove I was cool or drink coffee to show people
wanted
that I
the
was mature. I
benefits.
could drink without sugar or anything. I just wanted to do things because they were fun to me.
I just want
I'm
that
more on
caffeine.
Asha's sides here. I felt like
Yeah.
I needed to. I've always been quite insecure, so I felt like I needed to prove to myself that I was like worth being an adult or worth being cool or just. I felt like I needed these sorts of small rituals to prove to myself that I could believe in myself in a way. It's kind of sad to put it that way, but it's kind of like that,
Nah,
you
but
know.
it's relatable. I was also insecure, but in the opposite way. In the way that it was like, oh yeah, this is what you expect from me. Okay, I'm gonna rebel. I'm gonna be cool and edgy, and you can't stop me. Like, I don't care what you think about. I'm not gonna like do things because you want me to do, mom. I'm not gonna do my homework. Fuck you. I'm gonna
Ooh,
skip
what?
school, and that's what I did.
But
Nice.
that's
I
a
mean,
bad thing.
skipping
What a
school
rebel.
is okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
But
pretty
bad
neutral.
things make you feel like a kid, and good things make you feel like an adult.
What?
Doing bad things always made me feel like I was being an idiot. So, like, if I skipped school, I would feel like I was being an immature teenager, and I needed to go do adult things like study.
I mean, to be fair,
Okay.
there was a bunch of awful shit happening in my life at the moment. So I
That's
was like
true.
half being a rebel, half being overwhelmed and not wanting to be locked in school for
I
like
kind of
8 hours
respect like
straight.
kids who
I'm
like
sorry about that,
just
Seika.
skip school
It's
instead of
fine.
coming to school and causing trouble, because that's way more annoying to everyone. So yeah, if you don't want to go to school, don't go to school. That's my advice as a future teacher.
I mean,
Hell
as
yeah.
long as you graduate in the end, do whatever you want. As long as you make sure that you pass grades and you don't repeat any grades, that's
And if you don't pass, it's your own fault.
yeah.
I don't
I
think
think
this
it
is
is.
great encouragement.
I think it works.
Hear that, kids? Leave school.
Nah, I think people should go to school in general,
Yeah.
but if some days you're really not feeling it, it's okay to skip like once or twice. But don't be like me. Don't be full rebel. Don't be a complete asshole. That's all.
I'd say school is very helpful for your personal development in many ways, and skipping it just because you hate it. I mean, I hated it, but it defeats the point, and I feel like you will be a less well-rounded person if you just stay at home and play
Yeah.
fucking video games all day or whatever.
I mean, that's not.
I mean, I skipped it. I skipped it because I was constantly like what's the word?
Bullied or harassed?
No, not
or...
bullied. No, like when your dads you do bad things and your
Prison.
parents put you in. Like
You were
what's the word?
Grounded? Yeah.
Yeah, I was constantly grounded for literally anything because
Castigada.
yeah, my dad didn't do anything around the house other than like, you know, work, but then he expected us to cook and like
Oh,
go pay the
God.
bills and do all the shopping and also go to school for 8 hours and do all our homework and everything. And I was just overwhelmed. And that's
Yeah.
all I did. And like, if I didn't do those things, I was grounded. And if I wasn't grounded, I didn't have the time to do other things either. So I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna have bad consequences either way, I'm just not gonna go to school and spend these 8 hours like with my cool friends like Sheena, who I met by skipping school, basically.
Oh, cool. So you guys met in high school?
No, because she was like, we met over the internet.
Oh, okay.
But I skipped school to go meet her because she lived like 2 hours away from my house.
That's awesome.
So yeah, and I just used to skip school with other friends that I loved, and I just tried to have a good time and try not to get found out. And that's what's
That's kind of
my
romantic
story.
in a way. I can't help but feel like that's like a cool kid scoundrel spirit. in a way.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that like fuck you, Dad. You give me everything, and like everything is good in my life, but I skip school because I'm a rebel. It was just like
No, I'm
was
not
a
trying
shitty
to accuse you of
situation.
that. I
I
No, I
also
know, I
guess
know.
that
I just clarifying. Just don't be
use,
dumb.
like, need school as an excuse to get away from home and just have like friends or like a social circle there when they like have a bad time at home. That's especially important in grade schools.
Yeah, that was literally me, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm very worried about all of these kids right now.
All of the ones that are
Yeah.
missing school
Exactly,
because
that's-
of the virus.
Yeah, all the ones that are like all the kids that are in like have shitty parents and all the people who are in abusive situations in general. I'm really concerned in
Yeah,
these
for sure.
trying times.
I
that
mean,
they
my
have to
parents are
stay at home.
amazing, and it still sucks to be with them all day, so.
I mean, like living together with other people is usually hard,
Just
harder
don't
than
show
people
your
expect.
face to them.
Yeah.
Hide in your room. And
Yeah, but then
But
they
my
get
face
mad
is
at
so
you for
beautiful,
hiding.
how could I not show it?
keep it in your face, James.
I'm gonna
That
put
sounds
my face in
disgusting.
their face. Haha.
No, that's wrong.
That's how you catch it.
That's how you catch. You gotta respect that social distancing. You can't
Yeah.
show your
Yeah.
face. That's how it works. If you cover your eyes, then the social distancing just happens.
Yeah, if you don't if you don't see people, you're social distanced.
If you can't see the virus, you can't catch the virus.
That sounds like a sick
Yeah.
thing.
Graf, I'm interested. What was your first drug experience? If that's the topic for this podcast.
Yeah, we're already on this
Drug
train. It has no
experiences.
breaks.
Yeah, because I know
Yeah.
you've
look
weeded
at-
once or twice.
No,
We did.
no, I've never gotten high. I smoked a bit of a joint once.
But you look
But
like
not
such a
enough to
hippie.
get
How can
high.
that be?
Have you ever gotten
And
drunk,
I smoked
Graf?
I smoked CBD,
What is that?
but that also not enough to get high. That's like weed, but
The body weed.
well, you
right?
don't get high from
Yeah.
it. It just makes you relax.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah.
But have you ever gotten drunk?
So I've never had alcohol in my life, not a single drop. Yeah, I stay away from getting into drugs, I guess. I mean, I smoke sometimes, but not enough to get addicted at all. And like even coffee, like I love drinking coffee. I love preparing it, but I just don't usually drink it a lot. Just when I feel like it. So I guess I have drugs under
no.
control.
Did I force you into drinking coffee every morning when I was like, was I an
not at all.
enabler when I was like, hey Graf, do you want some coffee? I'm making a batch of coffee.
No, the thing is, I love coffee, and I just don't.
Well, people love cocaine as well. That doesn't mean you should give it to them.
Oh god.
No, I enjoy drinking coffee. Just as much like I also
like
enjoy
I enjoy
smoking
cocaine.
cigarettes.
You just don't want to abuse it.
But
I
I just
guess.
don't like do it often. I like to like keep the pleasures for special occasions, I guess. So
Nice.
I like drinking coffee when I'm relaxed and I know I have the whole morning to just eat breakfast and listen to music or something.
The whole morning to just drink coffee nonstop.
I'll just make
Like 12
I'll just
cups.
make some coffee in my French press and be drinking coffee all morning. Yeah, but
Nice.
that happens
That's
like
really
once
nice,
every
actually.
2 months or something. Because the funny thing is, as soon as I I was drinking 1 cup of coffee every day last year until I get super busy and I didn't have time to drink to just
To drink
prepare.
coffee?
Yeah,
How do you
Wait,
have no time to
preparing
drink coffee?
coffee
That doesn't make any sense.
a while.
because for me drinking coffee is relaxing and I just want to take the time and like enjoy it. But if I don't have the time to even eat breakfast
Same.
properly,
I mean,
then
I don't
won't
make coffee. I don't make coffee
Okay, but
anyways,
how about
but
green
I
tea?
have like during school days I have trouble making breakfast because I don't have time. I take too long showering and stuff. And then I have to leave the house to like catch my train. I can't eat breakfast. I put like a toast in my mouth and just run to school with it.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite things. I just like having breakfast to me is like having coffee and literally anything to snack on. And it's usually either toast or like if I'm feeling good, I maybe do some yogurt and fruit and granola and be all cool and healthy. But like, you know, I just maybe I'll just eat a couple cookies. But if the ritual is having the coffee, it's the important part.
I only had like a
I couldn't
yogurt
live
and
without
stuff.
breakfast. If I don't have breakfast, I like break down in a couple hours
Wait.
after the morning. I have a fast metabolism, and I need
Why
to
don't
eat
you
something
just, like-
decent for breakfast, or I'm
Wait.
gonna be starving.
Why
and I'm
don't
gonna
you
feel
just
super weak.
get food when
just
you are
need
hungry?
coffee.
Then? Like,
That's all I need.
Because I'm hungry when I wake up. I'm just saying that if I were to skip it, I'm gonna be not just hungry but starving and
I
like
don't really have a lot of
super
appetite
low
in the
energy
morning.
if I don't eat
Tired,
something.
yeah.
Look, I'm like a shonen protagonist. I eat food and then I power up and I get in a good mood. And if I'm really hungry, I
Like
get
an
really
anime protagonist, he
Yeah.
just eats 5 bowls of rice.
yeah. I actually get legitimately like cranky and sad when I'm hungry.
Oh,
And good food
I mean,
makes
I'm
me
relatable.
really
super
hungry
happy.
only in the evening, and that kind of makes sense because I'm like staying up most of the night, so I get my energy for the rest of the night basically.
I don't eat breakfast. I can't take my
Oh.
medicine without it fucking me up. So
Oh,
I
no.
have to.
You're the shonen
Yeah,
antagonist with the curse that makes them do evil things.
what? That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, no, why
like
this
the
takes me
classic
villain.
antagonist that has
It's just the drawback
like a
of her
curse.
power, her insane drawing powers. It's just, she
imagine
just has to
Asha
take
as a
medicine and
anime
have
villain.
breakfast.
She would, yeah, I can see it. She like some sort of like lolly on a giant throne with like you know what I mean?
No joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that one witch that ate Mami's head on Madoka Magica.
Yeah.
That's not at all what I was
That one
saying.
was kind of like Asha, yeah.
Why not? I like that.
Yeah, just small and cute but deadly.
It's a
No, it
giant
turns
word.
into like
What
a
are you guys on
Yeah,
about?
accurate.
Yeah, it turns into a
It
tiny
comes
baby.
out of a tiny
and
cute doll.
Then it
Oh
turns into a
yeah,
magical girl.
I guess
in
it
the end,
does. I forgot.
Who's just a person. That's in the movie.
I forgot about that. I watched the show. Oh, I haven't seen the movies. Never mind.
No, it wasn't the show. It was the tiny doll, and that after getting the
Yeah,
shit beaten
but in
out
the
of
movie,
it,
it's
the
like
worm
just
came up
back
and
to
just
being
ate
like
Right,
a tiny doll,
yeah.
just like a mascot. And at the end of the movie, it just turns into like a magical girl. It just turns into a person. Yeah,
Oh yeah, and the movie is really weird.
Okay, Asha's a giant fucking worm.
Asha, didn't
Let's
you
move
want
on.
to talk about stuff?
I've done a bunch of weird art stuff throughout the few weeks. I got the
Oh
work,
hell yeah!
yeah, I got the work on Paco. Graf was very sweet and let me color stuff.
Aw.
Thank you again. You're a great help. This is
You're welcome. I
I
had
cannot wait until
fun.
it's done.
It was very interesting just looking at how you organize the whole production, and also just how
organized.
no, it's just like how... don't sell yourself cheap. It was interesting for someone who doesn't know how to
Yeah,
do
with
any
no organization,
animation.
you could never do anything like this.
Yeah.
Ever at all. So yeah.
Yes, I'm just joking. Thank you.
I managed
But
to
I
like
didn't know about this. It's pretty cool.
yeah, and I managed to like streamline my work. I made like a whole color set thing for Paco, and I just like would use that and just add the color in. That was neat. I learned to be more productive just by working on Paco.
Aw,
That's how those
really
sorts of
nice.
projects.
Also, I finally figured out how to use the lasso tool. That was neat.
Oh, finally.
Wait, how did I know about that before, Asha? I'm
No, it's just
so
I didn't know how to
confused.
use it on Clip Studio because I'm still new to it. I only started using it at the
Yeah,
beginning
but
of
also
this
use
year.
an...
Yeah, but I
you
didn't know
know
what
how
words.
to
All I
use it on
saw was a
Drawpile
square
either.
before. It wasn't.
But
no,
that's
it was-
Drawpile.
Yeah.
But it
Seika,
works like in Paint. It's so easy.
Yeah, before
They
it
all
was just
work the same way. I don't understand how this could be a problem for anybody.
Yeah, same.
Seika. I'm stupid. How did you not know this?
You're too young,
You're not
NeverPaint.
stupid, Asha. That's why I'm surprised.
In the meanwhile, I also sewed a whole dress, somehow.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that pink dress.
you finally
Yes.
can cosplay yourself.
So nice.
How long
Yeah.
did it take to make that dress?
It took me, I guess, a day. Just
A day?
Wait,
just
what?
one day. Yeah.
One day?
Wait, no, 2 days. Like I did first day, I cut all the parts, sewn the main part, and then like I had to do the measurements, cutting, then sewing like the skirt part, and then cutting the top part, which was like laying it out on myself and just trying to like figure out where it will lie on the skirt and just going, it goes around here, I guess. And then I made it, and it was just like, it looks like my avatar, and it was freaky. But now I'm
It was
into
awesome.
No.
And does
It was
fit?
like you made such an in-character dress. It's awesome.
Did you
it was
make
so
a design
impressive.
first, or did you just like make it up as you
I-
went?
I drew it out first, and like I made proto versions of it, the top part, and like see how it looks on my body, but the final project was surprisingly good, and I like to try to make another just like that. In that same style, with a lot
like
less
that idea.
mistakes.
It looks
It's
really good.
it's crazy they can make it in 2 days.
I guess that's why clothes can be cheap.
I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you like automate her process, it only takes like a
I mean, if you know how to sew,
like minute.
it's... Yeah, I feel like the part that takes the most time is measuring everything and getting the patterns down, probably. Because actually sewing the thing is
Yeah.
not that time consuming.
The sewing part isn't the hard part. The hard part is like cutting and not fucking up the measurements.
Yeah, because it's not like a heavily ornamented dress. In that case, yeah, the actual manufacturing of the dress will take forever, but also like,
And like
the
making
measuring
it fit
will be
on
way
you
more
just
complicated.
correctly.
Yeah.
How sturdy is it? Like, how sturdy was your craftsmanship? Would this survive? Would this be able to be worn normally?
I don't think so. I'm looking
Oh
at
no!
Oh no! But
it's
if it
mostly
was
'cause
a
I
dress
did
for
everything-
cosplay, will it survive one event?
Yeah, no, it could definitely
No,
last a few
no,
events.
no dress for cosplay survives one event.
I think it could survive a couple of wears. It's fine. It's just I didn't sew things in correct order, so it's a tad messy. I would like to just
I see.
try to make it again, but like actually wearable outside without.
It's like a
Worrying.
remake.
I think that sounds like a really fun project and it's something you should definitely do because I really like the pieces of clothes you showed us, the things that you have sewn in the past, including the dress. It's
Aw.
really fun and cute.
Thank you. Also,
Yeah.
was working on. I was just turning to me to talk about
That's what
what
the
I've been
show's
up to
for.
for
It's
the
the
past.
Asha cast, don't
forever.
you
Nice.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Yay! Yes, it is. You're all my bitches. No, you're not. You're dears. I love you all very much.
I'm blushing so hard.
I also worked on like a plan for my storyboard portfolio, just like coming up with a general outline of things I should be working on
Oh, hell
to
yeah.
like actually build a portfolio. Now that I got a bunch of time.
Yeah, you've kept
Nice. That's
you've kept
all.
talking about making like a portfolio for months, but
And you hate me for talking
yes,
about
I
it
just
and not
I just
actually
gave you a
making it.
deadline.
But now you are.
Yeah, he
And
did.
it was cool because I bullied you about it like 3 weeks ago, and
Yeah.
then suddenly it became a thing. It was amazing.
What's
there's a
it
whole-
for? What's the concept?
It's just there's no particular concept. It's just making sequential art, storyboards, and stuff that I can actually submit to like animation studios.
What do you mean with maybe?
I still feel like I'm trash.
Right, that's why you gotta make more.
I know. I'll be more positive. I'm gonna do it. That's why I'm gonna work hard on it now and get good. And do more
That's the
sequential art.
spirit.
Which I've been doing
Okay.
for the past week.
No, I've seen
I
a bunch.
swear. Yeah. I even drew a little comic thing of James. Just
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was really cute. I loved that. That
Did I
made me
ever
super
post it?
happy.
I hope. No, I
I don't
never
know if you
posted
did.
it, but I did.
Oh no.
Put it in the show notes, please.
God, I have so much art. What the hell? I have like enough art to post
Show
as
notes.
daily things for the next month, I think, at this point.
Use
Hell yeah.
I think we
TweetDeck,
could just do
please.
that.
It makes me feel so not productive right now
okay.
because my days lately have been like equal parts playing Animal Crossing and working on commissions and drawing
That sounds
stuff.
perfect.
And it's like I feel like I'm an asshole because my time has been divided on so many things.
But wait,
And it's
you,
like, oh,
you work in
no.
commissions and get money. It's
Yeah, but-
good, and also you have fun in video game. That's also good. What's the problem?
Yeah, but the problem is the proportion. It's equal parts.
Oh, you want
I feel her.
Yeah.
I've been consumed by either Animal Crossing, fighting games, or Persona 5 for like a lot of
so
each
that's
day
why video
for
games
3
are bad.
weeks.
Well,
But video games are why I became an
now you
artist
can
in the first
stop.
place.
No, you
Yeah,
are an
video
artist. Now
games
you
are
can
not
stop.
bad. Come on.
No, I get you guys. I just stopped playing Pokemon because of my hand.
It's just so cozy, NeverPaint. You don't understand. I just wanna play Animal Crossing and befriend my cat neighbors.
I also spent the past few weeks being jealous. Oh no, I died. Okay,
Oh no,
sorry.
check it out.
Haha, sorry. I was saying I spent the last few weeks also being jealous that I don't play video games because Animal Crossing looks adorable.
It's so adorable. Asha, I wish
I'm
you
just,
had a
I'm just looking
Switch.
through the window going, look.
God, I wish that were me looking at the people from the neighbor building playing Animal Crossing.
I mean, there are like
No, it's gonna be fine. If you ever get a Switch and get Animal
it's like
Crossing, I'll
what kind
give
of
you a free
investment
share.
is that? Like $400?
Yay.
I mean, if you're only
Little
gonna play
less,
one
probably.
game, that's too much, I think, for one
Yeah,
game.
that's the thing.
More games are even more expensive.
But I mean, to be fair, I bought the Switch just for Pokemon. But then I'm also playing other shit, of course, because it's already there. You know, might as well use it.
I guess it depends on how important the game is for you. I remember,
Yeah.
holy shit, I don't know if you guys knew about this, but originally Persona 5 was announced for winter 2014. And I bought a PS3 in winter 2013 after seeing that announcement.
Yeah.
Just for the game to get delayed to 2017 and come out on PS4 as well.
Yeah, that was that's what I was going to ask you. Like, didn't it come like a couple of years ago? What the hell happened
Yeah,
there?
well, I bought a PS3 just for Persona 5 in advance, and then it came out on PS4.
Dang.
So I literally bought one for nothing, but then I played a bunch of other cool games on it, so it was fun. Sometimes you buy a console and then you buy games to justify your purchase of that console, but then the games turn out to be really good. So overall, it turns
it's
good.
fine to buy one console for one game if it's a game you know you're gonna pour 800 hours on.
Well, it wasn't
like
800
Animal
hours,
Crossing.
but Persona games literally like change my life and inform my artistic perspective so much that
Yeah, but like, don't
it's completely
you?
worth it.
Haven't you like replayed them and everything? Like, you probably spent quite a bit of time on them. And,
I
like, it's
prob-
fine, and you loved it.
Yeah. I haven't replayed Persona 5, but I have replayed the other two. and I'm replaying it now because of it had the re-release. So
Yeah,
that's
so
why
you're
it's on my
doing
mind
it
in the
right
first
now.
place. Yeah, but I did buy it again because it had a re-release. So
Nice.
what I'm trying to say is, I'm an Atlas cocksucker that will buy all of their bullshit. So here I am. I welcome our Atlas overlords.
I mean, same but Nintendo. They have like an iron grip on my wallet, and I can't help it. Like, I won't justify spending money or anything except for Nintendo shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's good. Like, I enjoy every second of it, at least, so...
It's better than gambling.
Is
I
it?
think.
I mean, at least you get what you're paying for, so...
I can't really imagine paying for video games if there's like tons of them for free via emulators and stuff, and I don't even find the motivation to play the ones that I have.
Because buying... That's the thing, NeverPaint, because I used to be a huge pirate of everything as a child and as a teen, but then I realized that all the Nintendo games, at least since the Wii and the Nintendo DS came out, the experience of actually playing them on the console is so much different than emulating them.
It feels really good to buy something and play it like together with everybody on release and play it on the hardware. Like
I don't
purchasing
even
a
care about the
product
release
just
date.
feels
It's
nice.
just that the gameplay is so intrinsically tied to the actual console itself that it's like you will never get the same experience on an emulator, and it's like it forced me to not be a pirate anymore. It's amazing.
Kinda.
Even though like the Switch
Yeah.
is less like that, but the 3DS
I don't
and
really
the
like the
DS
Switch
are
controllers.
like
I
so
played a bunch
enjoyable.
of Switch with my cousin. I don't really like the tiny weird controllers.
Well, that's why I got the Switch and the Pro controller. So if I'm using it as a handheld, I can use the Joy-Cons attached and they feel fine. But if I'm docked, I can use the Pro controller and be really comfy and good.
I love video
I
games, guys.
don't.
The same. You're a liar,
mean,
NeverPaint.
I can't really. I don't know. I don't feel like it's something for me. For the most part.
But there's so
Wait,
much
but
fun shit.
weren't you
How do you know
enjoying-
if it's not for you if you haven't tried it?
Weren't you enjoying
I mean, he
Pokemon?
has
You
tried
waste
it.
like a
He's-
lot of
he's
time
played
on
Pokemon.
Pokemon, yeah.
But at the same time,
Yeah, you were even playing like outside of the stream.
yeah,
Seems to me like you
Yeah.
enjoy it.
because I wanted to finish it.
Yeah, listener, right now, NeverPaint, his streams, his Pokemon streams might be dead, but the Pokemon spirit is very much alive. He passed the whole game.
You're just in
He beat it.
denial,
It's-
NeverPaint.
No.
It's great.
You're just
The
in
thing
denial.
is, no.
Yeah, he just has a
Okay,
little after
Pokemon-
game, post game to
Pokemon
go
was
through,
fun.
and it's pretty good.
He has like the second half of the game. You're
Yeah,
not done
but
at
it
all,
got me all the
NeverPaint.
satisfaction
Oh,
though.
yeah.
I was like, yeah, I beat the thing, and now I'm
That's
like,
fair.
But there's so much cool
Well-
shit to do.
But you didn't really beat the thing, though. You didn't really
Yeah.
beat it.
it
and
gave
I'm
me
gonna
the
remind
game
you.
credits though, so I feel satisfied.
But those aren't the real credits. Those aren't the final credits.
That's how you know you're not a gamer, NeverPaint. Never. The games never end at the end credits anymore.
It just, I don't know. It just feels weird, and that I just like run to that other town now without any like idea of what I'm supposed.
But there is
suppose-
shit to do.
I
You
do
have a
agree
whole
with
other
you.
set of
I
gyms to
No,
to
but
do.
I agree with them. You go to the new region, and it's like, okay, just fucking run
For
around
some
and
reason,
figure it out.
it
There's
looked
no,
way more
there's
boring
no story.
too.
There's
I
no
don't know.
progression.
It was way more exciting discovering the other towns than these ones. I'm not sure why.
I agree. Well, that's because they're sort of like stringing you along with
Yeah.
clues and context, whereas they kind of assume you've already played the first game because the part of the map you unlocked is the map
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the first game, and you're
that.
revisiting the towns from the first game
Yeah.
a couple years after the story of the first game. But the thing is, you get like zero context. You're just like a tourist that happens to fight people in those towns. Really, the story isn't about you, and it's kind of boring. in my
That's
opinion.
why I completely
it's
lost
controversial,
motivation to
but-
continue.
But then he gets he has to do it, so he gets to fight the big final fight in the mountain and be
That's
all cool
true.
and epic.
That's very true.
Like, I would. Also, it's also just that like I was more excited about finding new Pokemon and stuff in that new region, and then I went into the tall grass in like different cities, and it's like mostly the same stuff. Yeah, and
It's
I'm
all
like,
the same
It's
ones,
like
yeah.
sometimes it's a new one that I haven't seen before. I think, I would rather just play a new game, like a new Pokemon game instead.
Play Pokemon Black or White. All of the Pokemon will be 100% new
Ooh.
and weirder because they're not popular, so you haven't
That
seen
sounds
most
good.
of them.
That sounds exciting.
Play
Yeah,
Also,
it comes
Pokemon
the
after
region is
the game
based
you should
on-
play it, so it's probably a good transition. to
Yes,
see.
yes. And it's my personal favorite, and the region is based on the New York area of
Wait, Black
America.
and
So
White?
there's a ton of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
towns. Yeah, Black and White is based
Yes.
on New York, and it has a ton of really cool towns next to the water with bridges that connect them. So you have like a ton of beautiful vistas of rivers and seas and the water. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and Black and White in general, like it's so aesthetically pleasing, from the fights to the map to the cities. It has such good vibes.
I look into
Yeah,
it.
I love
it. Graf, what were you saying about Pearl?
Play Pokemon Pearl. It's also good.
Okay.
It is.
Now, if
like
you're gonna
Platinum
play
has the best
4
music.
gen, we have to give him like the best game from each generation in a list, so he can go through all of them.
Well, let's not get too
I only have a
overzealous.
DS emulator.
All of them, I say.
Also, James, you're tapping your mic again, or your
It's
cable.
fine.
Something.
Am I? Aw,
It's fine. It's not that bad.
It was my cable.
I just.
I
wanted to mention
apologize.
Oh, it's fine.
Well, I got very excited about video games. My leg is tappity tappy tappity tapu tapu tap tap tapping.
Okay.
She's too excited.
I maybe get
I
back
really
into it when
am.
my hand is better.
I mean, you don't have to. I don't want to force you into liking video games, and I don't think you're in denial. Like, I completely understand that feeling of wanting to finish one, but also being satisfied
Hey.
and feeling like you're done.
Yeah.
I just always have something else that I want to play.
I would rather get back into books in a
There's
big way.
just too many video games.
Yeah,
Video
that's
games.
true.
There has to be things you like in
I just
there
read through like
somewhere.
Tolkien's letters for like a few days, and it's awesome.
Oh,
I had that book for
interesting.
like
I've been reading a lot of comics recently.
I had that
Oh,
book
sorry,
for like
continue, NeverPaint. Your
I have
part
a
is
very
more
bad
interesting.
habit of like getting books for Christmas and never reading them. Just I really want them.
Hell
I
yeah.
really want to read them, and then I get them, and I'm kind of satisfied by having them. And then I get back to reading them a few years later, and I should get back to my stack of books, and read them all.
I do that with comics as well. I am a terrible comic hoarder. I will go to shops, just buy a new comic every 3 weeks or something, and they
Dang.
just accumulate on my table forever.
Same.
Yeah, like, I could share a pic of my table right now. Half of those are, no, more than half are completely unread. And I'll just like find sick comics and then they'll accumulate. But I've been reading a lot of them recently. And I've been reading a lot of manga. I got into One Piece again.
Yeah.
Which was really, really cool. So as a kid, I fucking loved One Piece. It was one of my favorite shows on TV. I would watch it all the time, and Spain got a non-censored, cool, great dub version. And I still
Exciting.
think that the One Piece opening is the best Spanish anime opening ever made.
I don't know what is. We got the Latin American dubbed version of the four kids
Oh,
one, and it was
no.
horrible. Maybe that's why I never got into One
Soñando,
Piece.
no lo sueltes, Luffy, soñando. Was it like that?
Dio, dreaming.
Yeah, it was that one, Asha.
Yeah,
Streaming.
streaming.
But yeah, I remember as a kid, specifically having some of my first really emotional moments with media with One Piece, and I only had one of the books. I had one of the volumes, and it was volume 9, which is
Yeah.
right around the middle of the Arlong Park part of the story. It's the
Ooh, the best
volume with
No.
yes, let me get to that. It's the volume with Nami's backstory when she's a little kid, and her whole backstory is that basically her town's like completely unjustly taken control of by pirates, and the themes are all about like monetary problems and family problems and like belonging to a family, losing people that are dear to you, having to betray people that are close to you for the greater good. And I just experiencing those themes as an 8 or 9 year old was really brutal to me. And I remember I would read that book over and over again because that's what you do when you're a kid and you have a comic book. You just read it over and over again. And I just remember feeling like really conflicted and really sad. And because I only had that one book, I never really found out what happened next. So a couple nights ago, I was about to go to bed, and I'm reading these comics, and I get to the part of the story where I know we're entering into the arc that I read as a kid a ton of times. I proceed to accidentally read One Piece for 3 hours. I read the entire
Accidentally?
I read the entirety of that arc. I got to the volume I read as a kid, and I got blasted by wave of nostalgia after wave of nostalgia, just recognizing every single panel and feeling that just wave of injustice and pathos and sadness hitting me over again. And then you get that like the way it's resolved with Nami breaking down in tears and just turning around to Luffy and saying, "Please help me," being vulnerable
Aw.
for the first time in her entire life. The amount of catharsis I got from finally finding out what happens after that one volume of One Piece I had was unbelievable. And I have to say that like just that part of the story on its own has convinced me that I love One Piece, because the way the emotions are displayed in One Piece in this super raw, expressive, honest way, everything is so full of burning passion and in such like a completely straightforward, honest way. It resonates with me so deeply when you see these characters crying with their gigantic mouths, screaming about how they're gonna miss each other and love each other forever. That's hits me deeply in my kokoro. And I'm gonna stop rambling about One Piece now, but it's so good.
I'm
It
so
makes your
happy.
kokoro go doki doki.
I'm so happy you got into One Piece. It's always been like one of my it's my favorite manga, I think. And a lot of people like around me seem to be getting into it right now, and it just warms my heart. And the way you just described this scene just actually made me cry. It's
Yeah, I know, right?
Aw.
It's so powerful. It's like I never had a shonen be this powerful emotionally to me, and I don't understand why it is. I think it's just the faces. It's so. Anyway,
I
keep
mean,
going,
I'm
Graf. Sorry for
sure
cutting you off.
it's also the writing. I just realized that I never really like analyzed One Piece the way I analyze other stuff I really like. Just like finding out what I love about it. I've never done it with One Piece, probably because I haven't reread the early parts yet. But I'm planning to do it this summer, and then I'll... Because it's been so long since I consumed it. It was the first anime that I really watched. And
Huh.
it's it's basically the reason I started making comics, drawing stuff. It's the reason I started drawing seriously.
That's amazing.
More or less, or like maybe the thing that like kicked it into something.
Kicked it. Like Sanji.
I'm not sure where I'm going with that sentence. Whatever. It at an early
Kicking.
part in my artistic
Kicking, the thing that One Piece
Career.
does.
career or whatsoever.
Sanji kicks a lot in
Yeah,
One
yeah.
Piece.
Very unique character trait.
It's true, and according to Oda, according to the author, the metric by which One Piece Sanji's kicks are measured is that his kicks can break exactly 21 baseball bats, not one more, not one less, just exactly 21 baseball bats. That's his kicking
That's
power.
weirdly specific.
I fucking love that shit so much.
Wait, not less?
Not less.
So if it's 20, 20, he can't kick it?
No, he's just going to break your face regardless of how much he wants not to.
What are you saying, Seika?
Sorry.
No, that it's fine. That just everyone all my life kept telling me like, dude, you have to read One Piece. It's the best shit ever. Oh my god! And it's like By the time I was seriously considering this, that it was like, I don't know, 14 or something. I looked back and there was like over 10 years of One Piece already, and it was like, nah, this ain't happening.
It doesn't even take that long.
I'll
It's
read
shorter
it
than
once it's
Homestuck, and I read
It
Homestuck.
doesn't grab me.
the problem is, James, that it's been going for like what, 23, 25 years, something like that.
It's slightly
Like a
older than I am,
long-
like just a little bit.
It's almost exactly as old as I am.
Yeah.
Like, and it's still like the rumors are that it's gonna take like 5 more years to be over, and I don't want to have a 5-year commitment anymore.
Not sure if you're gonna
I
live
just
that
want to
long.
read once it's over. I have been saying this for like another 10 years. Once it's over, maybe I'll read it. How long can it take if it's been already running for like 10 years? Haha. Wrong. Stupid me.
I think I don't feel that at all with One Piece, just because. Well, I mean, I haven't read it, so I'm speaking out of my ass. But I feel like it's so much more about the journey and the specific things that happen in each arc than
No, of course.
some sort of big conclusion. Like, I would be completely satisfied reading just parts of One Piece, I think, without needing to
That's
finish
insane.
the story.
I wouldn't, unless it went full JoJo and it cut off completely from part to part.
I see.
Then I will be able to read like I read JoJo like by sprouts of like a couple days and then like month break between parts, basically. Because I could do it and it was fun. And when I pick up something, I had to consume it all. I had to. I can't
That's
stop
fair.
myself. And I don't want to spend like weeks of my life just consuming One Piece, unless it's gonna be over once I'm done. You know?
I see. You feel some sort of lingering commitment to finish it.
Yes. That's why I only watch things once they are over, even if it's some 12 episode anime.
I'm just not that into.
I understand.
So, I don't know. It doesn't grab me.
Oh, I love the art style. Like
That used to be my argument when I
not
was like
just,
14. Like, that's so long, and like I don't like the art style. Whatever. I saw the 4Kids anime adaptation. It's gross and terrible, and then I realized years later that that's not One Piece at all.
No. Like I was actually amazed by the art style when I was reading it because I was expecting something a lot more amateurish. But there's some like specifically the shot composition and the perspective on these characters is unbelievable. Like when you see Sanji kick and like it's this extreme perspective shot of his legs just sweeping around the entire panel with like a distorted fisheye lens perspective where you can see him that he's kicking people that are like 20 meters away and they're just tiny little silhouettes. It's so cool. That shit really inspires me in terms of what I would like to make with dynamic poses.
That's not what I mean at all. I
perspective.
just mean like the general design.
The art style is
the
not
designs
appealing
and
to
the
you.
faces and the costumes. It's just not. It's
I mean, I'm sure if I started reading it, it will grow on me like real quick because I never looked at the actual panels of the manga. So I could find things that are like really respectable and inspiring to look at because, you know, art be like that sometimes, you know.
This is
But yeah,
fascinating.
but I
for
remember
me.
being like 14 and looking at Nami and being like, that's not a realistic woman. That's a stick person with titties.
The funny
That's
thing is
fascinating to
that
me. yeah.
Nami in the early chapters, or like in the early part of
Yeah,
the
she
anime,
looks
actually looks
fine.
really cute. But now
Yeah.
she just looks wrong. It's like
Now
it's
they're
like he
even longer
forgot how
and
to draw
tittier. It's
human.
amazing.
Yeah. Well,
No, but even as a kid, I would I remember loving the art style. Even as a kid, it's sort of like JoJo in the sense that just looking at the characters and the kind of outfits and ideas this guy has just makes me happy. Just seeing his
Seeing
design
the character
sense makes me
designs
happy.
are like you can tell that it's incredibly
sure.
creative and probably really cool.
That's what resonates with me. That's
Yeah.
what I love. But I understand that
Yeah,
it's not to your
I
taste.
still no. I mean, I'm down to read it, but once it's over, that's
I
my
was more
only
referring to
condition.
NeverPaint.
Yeah, I don't know. I also
Because
don't
NeverPaint
really
said it
like
wasn't to
the
his taste.
JoJo art style that much, but I know I'm wrong.
But JoJo art style is so many
But
art style.
you don't have to be like. It's not about right or wrong. It's about what you like. I see this art and it really just resonates with me deeply on many levels. Like his amount of creativity and just like playfulness and childish spark. That's what I want to convey through my art. But it doesn't have to be
I
what you
really
want to
like
convey.
Vicky the Viking.
I mean, also
It's better. It's a better
Also
one. I watched
NeverPaint.
Vicky the Viking all the time as a kid. It's like one of my
Same.
Me
favorite
too.
cartoons.
That's maybe also because I like. That's also why I like One Piece so much, probably.
And Schweden.
Oh.
What? What did you say?
I
but
tried to
NeverPaint.
say Sweden
Going
in a
back
funny
to
way,
the
like
JoJo
Schweden.
thing. NeverPaint. Going back to the JoJo thing and the art style. Like part of the fun of reading JoJo is just seeing the art style completely change from one part to the other, and like on the part itself. Like part 4 morphs like in front of your eyes, and it's amazing. It's really interesting to read, even just for that aspect at all, because it's also
Sure.
really good,
I'll pick it up sometime.
you know. But
I
like,
definitely prefer
it's an
the
interesting
later style.
experience.
The later style with the twink boys with the lipstick. That's my
Yes.
jam. I like that.
I agree.
That's what resonates with me.
Literally, yes.
God, I can't. I want to draw right now.
Just do. You can talk and draw.
Soon, my child.
I actually can't talk and draw. I'm really bad at multitasking, especially if I have to try and carry a conversation properly.
Yeah, same.
I mean,
I
I think we
Yeah.
can move on to sketch with us. Actually,
Okay.
Yeah, I think we have like 2 entries.
Should we
this
wait for
week.
Asha because her internet died?
oh yeah, maybe let's
Sure.
do that.
I can talk about the SPP telephone. Most
Do
of
we
my
wanna
drawings
spoil
have been
more of
tweaked.
it?
Spoiling it.
Oh, okay. I just
I
won't
mean,
mention it.
I'm okay with you talking about it as long as you don't mention any more details about the design
Okay,
itself.
I won't mention any more
Please.
details. I'll just say that I learned a ton from this drawing, and it was the first fully finished, like inked, colored drawing I had done in a while digitally, and I felt so powerful once. It was just an emotional roller coaster because I felt like I felt terrible about myself while I was doing it, and as I was finishing it, I started being really proud of it, and it started feeling like I started believing in my ability to draw again, and it really, I think it gave me that boost that I need to draw my comic now. But specifically, it took me all week to finish it. It took me way too long, but I had a ton of fun, and I was asking
But it's
Seika for little
fine.
tips, and Seika told me a lot of little tips, and I'm just really happy I did it.
Yeah, it was a nice little week-long character arc for you, and it was
For
nice
sure.
and fun to witness.
Please
I'm
all
glad
take
you looked
long. I
at
need
it.
time to recover before it reaches me.
It's fine.
I feel like Kaya might take a day, so I don't know.
Yeah, but then it's like Alex and then Noodle
Yeah.
and then Graf, so you're probably gonna have
Yeah.
Month.
enough time.
Don't worry,
whole
NeverPaint.
month.
I'll
Yeah.
take my
Thanks.
time.
Just finish it after your movie, okay? Movie comes first.
I'll draw one line a day.
Draw
Speaking
one
of
layer per
movie, I wanted
animated
to
movie.
mention something. I just watched a movie called Batman Begins, and it used to be like one of my favorite movies. And I watched it today with my dad. Wanted to show it to him, and it kind of sucked. And I know.
Oh, I know
Oh,
that
no.
feeling. I know that feeling.
I mean,
No,
if you liked it as
wait,
a kid, you couldn't trust
Not
any
as-
of your taste, probably.
I mean, I watched
don't
it
trust any
last
of my
year,
taste.
maybe 2 years ago or something, and I still liked it back then. But I watched it many, many times.
Well,
But for some reason, wait, has everyone here seen it?
I've seen it.
I don't
I-
remember if I
I
did.
played
Maybe
the
I
Game Boy
seen
Advance
one
game
Batman
a lot.
movie. Is it the one?
did.
Is it the one with Heath
No,
Ledger?
it's the prequel
No,
done.
it's the one before that.
Then I've
The
not
Ledger
seen
one
it.
is definitely better, I hope. um,
It is.
I
and it used to be like
It's not.
it used to be like my favorite Batman movie, Batman
Dang.
Begins, because I loved all that like backstory stuff, all that slow build up, and all that.
When he goes to the
Yeah,
temple and all that
tr-
shit.
I love
remember it
Liam
perfectly.
Neeson in that movie and everything. But just today, I noticed how completely pointless the second half of that movie is, and how kind of boring all the action looks. And one of the things that I
Oh,
noticed
no.
super heavily in this movie was that there was some kind of weird directing problem that every time a character was needed somewhere, they just appear in the scene, and there's like no real sense. There's like no real sense
God.
of it. Okay, the movie is super fast paced for the most part. So like every scene has a point. Every scene is like plot relevant, and they jump from scene to scene, from character to character, and they constantly like walk into locations as they are needed all the time. And it's crazy sometimes. It gets to like almost comedic level when like at the end of the movie there's like a gangster threatening like a little boy and the girl, and then the boy says, "I know Batman's gonna show up," and then he just shows up randomly, even though he was like just in that part of the city. And that happens with all the characters in that movie every few seconds, and it drove me crazy while watching it. And
That sounds
yeah.
really annoying.
That sounds really funny. I would totally be okay
I mean,
with that, I
used
think.
to be okay with that.
I would just believe
I mean,
that
if
it
it's
happened.
too convenient, it will annoy me
it's-
really badly.
That seems like the kind of thing that would not annoy me at all. I would just be like, yeah, why
It's-
not?
The thing is, the
Sure.
I
movie
don't
is so
know.
overly concerned with making Batman realistic and grounded, but it just fails at so many parts, and it's just
Oh, I see.
it
I see
just
how
gets
that could be
Oh,
goofy
frustrating.
no.
and weird, and I mean, I don't want to get into more details, but it was a kind of sad experience, but also I'm curious to rewatch the other two of that series just to see if they're also bad. But yeah.
I was scared that would happen to me with both One Piece and Persona 5. But no,
Oh,
they're
no.
both great.
Yeah,
My
I mean
taste
that
is
that
excellent.
almost
Thank you.
never happens to me too. Like all my favorite things have been my favorite things for a very long time. Or like all the things that I really liked in the past
That's
just
interesting.
stayed with me forever. So
Pretty much, yeah.
I liked many things in the past that then I rewatch and I still appreciate and I still see the things that I used to like, but I see much more and so many more things that I don't, that makes them like
Oh,
not be my favorite
no.
anymore.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I'm
It just
sorry
means
Sankyo no
that,
Terror doesn't hold up.
Wait, what? Sorry, I heard half of what you said.
I just picked like whatever random anime that teenagers liked was like Sankyo no Terror or something. I'm sorry that
I
one.
never cared about that one, luckily.
I'm sorry Mirai Nikki isn't the
I like
masterpiece that you
Sankyo
thought
no
it was.
Terror.
I refuse to watch Mirai Nikki because
Okay,
the
what
premise
was the cringy
seems
teenager
boring.
show you liked?
When I was like 12, I was
Angel
really
Beats.
into Elfen Lied.
Oh no, that's
Of
exactly what I would
course.
pick.
Definitely it has such a beautiful
That's-
OP though.
But that's what I mean. You can't. The OP is really beautiful, but everything else is absolute garbage
I
and
only
should
watched
go
like 2
straight into the
episodes.
trash.
Have you seen the tits?
They look bad,
though?
James. They look really bad.
But they were tits, and I was 12.
The same. I felt so edgy. It was like this naked girl is like destroying people, like
Mind
Exactly.
blown.
Vectors?
chopping
I've
their
gone to
arms off, and
physics
it was like,
class. I know
hell
what a
yeah.
vector is.
Okay, I think part of why I couldn't enjoy this movie this time is that I just have seen it too often, and I kind of know like every line and like every musical cue, and so it
Oh,
doesn't really
no.
grab or surprise me anymore at any point, and that's why all the weird details just are way more apparent now. the same thing happens to me with Lord of the Rings if I watch it too many times in a year. It just gets annoying, and that's really sad, and that's why I try to not watch
I feel like
my very favorite things too often, because I know they will get...
You see, NeverPaint, that's the glory of having terrible memory like me. I can't rewatch things like every 6 months, and I will forget like half of the things, so it's gonna be still enjoyable.
I feel the opposite. I remember all the things, but I mean, you watched
Yeah.
Fooly Cooly with me, NeverPaint. You saw me like every 5 seconds. I was like, "Ooh, that animation cut, that one's really cool. That's coming up." Or, "Ooh, I really like when this song happens." Like, but I feel the opposite. The more I watch it, the more I
mean,
get
it's
bored of
happened-
it somehow. I just
Yeah, but
I
Furikuri
just love it.
in specific is like very good for that sort of watching, because it's all like, even though there's like things happening and all, and there's probably like an arc.
Oh
where
yeah,
it's
there's a
mostly
big difference
animation porn.
between like...
So
No,
Okay,
it's more than
there's-
that. Come on.
yeah, it is
It's
more
a
than
lot
that, but
more
it's
than
There's a
really
big difference
enjoyable on
between
that
stuff like
on that front,
Batman
you know.
Begins, which is like completely plot focused, and something more like visually weird and intense, like Fooly Cooly.
That makes
because-
total sense. Yeah.
But I feel like if your favorites don't hold up after rewatching them a couple of times, then maybe they weren't as good as you thought, and
But
they
what
were
about my
just
first experience, though?
like
That's like a valuable thing.
well, that I mean, nobody can take that from
No,
you.
Graf is right.
Nobody can take that from you. At that time, it was the best thing you knew, but that time is gone. So you
Also,
keep it
like,
as a good memory. But
Let's not gloss over the fact that liking things that are not great is not a crime. You can enjoy something that it could be objectively bad in many levels, but as long as you love the experience, it's completely valid to have a favorite, and it's fine to change your mind on the things you like every once in a while.
yeah,
too.
I mean, it's
like it's okay.
it's still
just,
meaningful
you know.
to say this was my favorite thing when I was 14.
Yeah.
It's just a moment in time that you have in your
But it
memory.
happened-
But now I think it's not that good anymore, and that's
It
fine
happens
too.
to me kind of on very short notice. For example, when I watched stuff like Night is Short Walk On Girl in cinema, it fucking blew me away while I watched it. But like the second time I watched it half a year later when I got the DVD, it was kind of, didn't feel that special to me anymore, because that one experience watching it in the cinema, it was just so special.
I definitely know how you feel. That was Avengers Endgame
Yeah,
for me.
definitely.
Endgame in the cinema,
Same.
just I remember just like tears streaming down my face, just like yelling when each little hype moment happened. And then I watched it again. I was like, I mean, it's just as cool, but I'm definitely not at that
Yeah.
heightened emotion atmosphere.
Yeah, movies feel different on the big screen. I mean, if they're made for the cinema, then you're supposed to experience
For
it.
sure, for sure.
Because a close-up of a character's face feels a lot more intense in the cinema
Yeah.
than on a TV, no matter how big
Imagine
it is.
watching Twin Peaks in a cinema. That would be a nightmare.
Oh.
Everything is like top half shots of the body cropped. Everything is face
I mean,
close-ups.
Just
the end of
imagine like
season
the
2 would be
first scene where
terrifying.
Bob appears.
Oh no.
Oh god.
The slow fade into Laura Palmer's face during the opening of the third
Giant
season.
Laura Palmer.
Just imagine all the screams with the surround sound. Oh god.
Yeah, it would be insane.
Now I kinda wanna rewatch it on a cinema.
I was so lucky.
Let's rent the cinema, watch all 3
I
seasons.
was so lucky to get to watch all of the Lord of the Rings movies in cinema last year, and they just felt completely fresh to me on the big screen. Yeah,
I'm sure it was amazing, yeah.
Big luck.
God, I wish I was a millionaire in LA and had my own theater at my incredibly obnoxious mansion.
SPPHQN.
We become Team 10, but
Yeah.
like it's just artists and way cooler. So
Sure.
should we move to Sketchy Peoples, guys?
Yeah, I'm all talked out.
Okay.
That was fun.
We have 2 entries this week.
Who is it this time?
Yeah.
The first one is from Arthur, and I read
Oh,
your comment
yeah,
about
he made
how
a
to read
booty lady.
your last name, and then I completely forgot how to do it.
Oh my god,
I'm
you had
so
one job,
sorry.
Seika.
Wasn't it
But I read it. I just have really trash
Vyather?
memory. It's not a joke.
Is it
I think it's Vyather.
Vyather, Arthur
Vyather.
Vyather.
Something like that. You
Okay.
correct us again. Please correct us again.
Arturo Vater.
Okay, please no bully, or just a little bully, so we understand. But yeah, I saw this girl earlier this week, and I love her. She's a perfect Ojo-sama.
She's very good. She has a crown out of hair.
Also,
That's amazing.
he posted yeah, I didn't realize about that. But yeah, he posted an animated video earlier this week. And the jiggle physics, yes.
Nice.
I just have one
But-
thing to say, and I'm going to type it out for maximum effect.
That's gonna be very effective
Okay.
on podcast.
Standing Baisuri. That's what he wrote.
I don't get it.
You guys don't
sweet,
spend
sweet
enough time
summer
on
child.
hentai.
Yeah,
On what?
I got it. If it makes you feel better.
Asha probably got it too, but she probably doesn't want to say.
I didn't. I don't know what that means.
Duh, never
Oh,
mind
we're
then.
just
I don't know.
We're
what
just
that
James.
means.
You're in
degenerates,
my
Seika.
club of being freak perverts in the corner.
Well, I guess we have to ban you now.
Guess.
No. But yeah, cool character, cool choice of colors. Purple and red are really good.
Purple,
color
red, and
combinations.
yellow is just.
Yeah, the
lovely
pale
combo.
yellow is a nice touch too. It's
Very
beautiful.
Yeah, I like that you can even see the shoulder blades, like
Yeah.
on the back view.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
good
very,
shade.
very
just a
impressive
bow
for
at
low
the end.
poly.
Nice little touch.
I like the ring on her finger. A little ruby ring. Nice.
She's got ruby
Yeah.
lips.
Does she have a little mole under her eye?
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
Yeah.
she
Oh, I
does.
thought that was just dirt on my screen.
That's genius.
She's the cutest.
I'm very happy I got to look at this today. That's all I can say. What's the next entry?
The next entry is by yours truly, aka me.
Oh, Seika Tattoo.
I drew a stupid comic based on the Comics Jam episode we did with Give and Take.
You're such a good
last
artist,
week.
though. You're so good at
And-
drawing.
But I made this stupid comic about being like not liking when people tell me to do things because my instinct, my knee-jerk reaction is just saying like, no, I'm not gonna do it, fuck you. And like, I made it a really extreme, funny comic, and everyone in the replies of it got kinda popular, but then everyone in the replies was like, dude, you should totally make comics. Dude, please draw more
Yeah,
comics. This makes
this
me want
comic
to draw...
is really good.
You can't just go draw
Yeah, but-
a really
but,
cool looking
like-
comic and expect people not to want more of it.
But they didn't get the message of if they tell me to do it, I won't do it. Now I
But
really don't
Seika,
want to
there-
do comics
there's-
anymore.
If we don't tell you to do it, then you will also not do it.
No, because I have done comics in the past when nobody tells me to, but every time I do it, everyone is like, dude, you should make like comics or wherever. And I'm like, no, that doesn't feel like it's my idea anymore, and I don't want to do it because I'm an
Seika,
asshole.
that's all.
Maybe you just need
Look,
to
I
overcome that.
completely
Maybe that's your
understand.
maybe that's your character arc. Maybe you need to overcome that feeling and
Be
just
less
do
of
it.
an asshole.
I know I have to, but you know, it's just
No,
really
I
funny
completely
to
understand that feeling because I feel exactly the same way, especially when my parents tell me to do things. When my mom is like, go outside, and I'm like, well, now I won't go outside, even though I know that going outside for a walk would make me happy and would be amazing. So I completely understand how you feel, but also it's idiotic, and I hate myself for it, and
Seika,
you should
it's
too.
fine. Don't listen.
I know
to
I don't
them.
like it about myself. I know where it comes from, and I don't like it, and I have to get over it. But also, it's like it's just really funny to me. Like I make a comic about people telling me to draw comics and how it makes me not want to draw comics with a
What do you
detailed
think the
description
response
about
would
it,
be?
and everyone just does the thing. It's just so funny.
Seika,
But yeah,
I mean, it was
That's
kind
It
of
is
obvious.
sketch
obvious.
with us.
Yeah.
okay, I'm
I
mad
guess.
at you for another reason.
I wasn't expecting anyone to give a shit though.
Seika, what if you just drew
Yeah.
the comic and not like wrote it?
Wait, what?
What if you just did the illustrations for a comic? Like you got a writer.
I'm okay
What
with
if
that.
somebody else
but
did storyboards, perhaps?
I mean, I'm okay with drawing comics for people, but the problem with that is that I have to be friends and in good terms with someone and respect their craft and their writing perfectly and be like, yeah, I'm okay with doing this for free. Asterisking that for free because I'm a greedy bastard and I want to be paid for my job in general. But yeah,
I
it's
think
just
Asha
like,
was
you know.
implying that she might want to do a
No.
storyboard for you
No.
sometime. No?
I don't know the right
I mean,
either.
if-
I relate to this
if-
comic in a frustrating
Aw.
way.
I mean, Asha, if you want me, if we want to try to collab on a shorter thing, I'm down to try it out and see how we feel about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do
I
it.
don't care about anything with Seika. I have another problem with this. Why I got kind
What
of
is your
mad
problem?
at this specific comic, because you make a comic about the sketch with us, the thing that happened on the sketch with us, and you don't include a link in the tweet to the episode, and the tweet gets super popular.
I mean, I linked the
I'm-
podcast.
I
Linked the podcast and nobody followed the
link
podcast.
the Twitter of the podcast. Why don't just link the episode where that happened?
Because including a YouTube video is in the comic you drew is way more jarring.
Just a link. It's just a short link like anything else. But just saying, it just looked weird to me. Why don't you just put the link to promote?
I specifically considered it about it, and that's why I mentioned the podcast and the hashtag, because I want people to go check it on their own terms. Because again, if I saw this tweet and there was a straight up link to the video, I would feel like, oh, you're just doing this for marketing, fuck you, and I wouldn't click on it. So, no.
I don't think
get it.
most
Yeah,
people
I
are
was
as
about to say
rebellious
that's like
as
a
you,
very
though.
weird reaction that I can't.
I
But
relate.
also-
I do that.
Also,
I
I'm only gonna
don't.
do things I'm comfortable
Sure.
with, guys. Please.
Sure. Disapproving, sure.
But yeah, those are the entries for this week. Sure, do it with your
Well,
tweets, never
I don't
paint.
have the skill.
Sure, I
Is
guess.
that all in terms
I
of
disagree.
sketch with us?
Yeah,
Think so.
it was this too.
Well, I'm ready to sign off. Are you?
Yes.
Yeah, join the Sketchy People Plaza, everyone. Link in the description.
Have
Yeah.
fun with
And
us. I'll
check
talk to you.
everyone's social media. Yeah, we're always hanging out. I always like drop by like once a day, leave one cryptic reaction to something and then disappear. But like, I'm there. You can talk to me if I'm around.
I would be in voice if I could draw.
Oh.
I don't usually join voice call, but I do say things in text. So
Yeah.
if you want to see me speak through text to you, potentially, if you are cool enough, then please join.
I mean, even if it's not because of us, like the most interesting part of the Sketchy
It's
People
everybody
Plaza is
else,
that-
yeah.
Yes, everyone is so cool. Come hang, come join the comics jams, and you will be able to talk to Graf, at least.
At least to me, yeah. I will tell you how much time is left for your panel, and you'll hate me.
Yeah.
Because I'll say stuff like
But you're gonna-
30 seconds
Please
left.
tell me how much time I've left.
You will hate Graf, but you will love the comics jam. You will have so
How
much
much
fun.
time?
Join, please.
Yeah,
Graf, when am I
how much
dying?
time do I
How
have
much
left?
time do I have left?
0 seconds. Bang.